everyone, this video is intended to get you through assignment 3.1.3, text formatting assignment. Let me start just by going through here. When you format text and styles, there's a lot of things you can do. Color, and remember that to be compliant, if you define color property, then you also have to do background color. Alignment and decoration, and those can all be found by going to the text styles page at W3 Schools. So again, these try it yourself boxes are going to become really important for you guys. One thing I would say, the decoration, do not ever use this one. It's called blank. It's not on this one, sorry. But do not use blank. Okay, I just had to say that. Okay, so your assignment, so you need to go through all those things. Then fonts, there's another page on W3 Schools for fonts. And you can set fonts. And it's real important that you learn the difference between sans serif and serif. And you can see these areas in red. That's what's on a serif font that makes it a serif. If you want to think of it as the little doodahs at the ends of the letters. But the interesting thing is that online it is actually harder for you to read a serif or this kind of font than it is a sans serif font. So don't ask why, but actually what your browser defaults to is Times New Roman, which you can tell from this down below is a serif font. So after this lesson, I want you to consciously remember to change set a style on every page for a sans serif font. So you need to learn how to do that correctly. So those are fonts, and then you had text styles. So you have 2 or 3 things there. And remember, if I assign something that you don't see, scroll down to the bottom of the page where you see this more examples, and then maybe take a look at that. So if your headings, if you've been putting in an H1 tag and it's not been large enough, you can actually change the size of the font going in here and learning how to do that. So for this assignment, you're going to create a new page that contains the following: 2 or 3 style attributes for text. If I go over to the text page, style attributes for text include all of these things down here at the bottom. Color, letter spacing, the direction. You could play around with it and write something backwards if you wanted to, just for fun. The alignment, decoration, indent, shadow. I haven't had students play with that one too much. And you'll notice it's not a link. I'm wondering if that's because we're not to use it anymore. Word spacing, and those are text styles. So your page has to have 3 text styles. It also has to have 2 font styles. So if we go over to the font, that's actually setting the font, probably the font size, and then something like bold or oblique or italics. Okay? So you have to do 3 of text, 2 of font. Now, I do in my Notepad++ have 2 things I want to show you because these are some of my other students' work. Okay, so I've got language set to HTML. And you'll notice right here, this student has a style tag and there's an end style. And right below it, there's another style and an end style. And yet a third and a fourth, all before the end head. That would be incorrect. All of this should be inside of one style tag. So if I was having this student fix these errors, they would take out all of those style tags in the middle, and then there would only be the style tag at the start and the end style tag at the bottom. Now, the other thing in here that I see that's a little bit of an error is he's got a body here and a body here. You would be better off putting all of this inside of one set of curly braces. So I would cut that and put it here and take out this one. Also, if you're writing styles, you need to start indenting in your code. It is the only way that you are going to learn this correctly. So here, that would be how I would start writing my styles correctly, so that you are indenting. I'd indent all of this so that your styles start looking like this. So that would fix that one. On this one, I wanted to show you something different. This person did put in one style tag there and one at the bottom. That is all correct. And they're pretty good about indenting. The one thing, again, here, there's a body tag, a body style here and one here. Again, I would put all of those in one, what we call one statement. So that's what you should be working for on this particular assignment. Again, if you have questions, let me know.